Hi everyone. In the next week or so, I'll be able to have kind of a life change a little bit. So I'll be able to do a little bit more. Yes, that's my furry little Christmas baby, aren't you? He's not quite a baby, but he's a Christmas baby. I ended up having a situation where I'm hopefully gonna be able to maybe make some more videos, but I'm just now starting to feel a little bit better. The last maybe 2 days has been a little bit better. I know coronavirus is going around and everybody's staying home, which is huge. Thank you, especially for people with underlying health conditions like myself. It's terrifying. But I mean, for me, I put my faith in God. So I'm here tomorrow. I'm here tomorrow. And then there must be a reason. It's not chewing on my computer. Ugh, stop, Panda. Well, issue happened where at Christmas I went to see my son and we had coffee right outside of campus. And when that happened, we had coffee there Christmas Day. I got there Christmas Eve. Christmas Day we had coffee there, and I think the day after that. After 2 days of it being way too overpowerful, I don't like extremely strong coffees. I don't like extremely strong coffees. So we finally decided he wanted to take me to a Dunkin' Donuts. I've never been to one, so okay, fine. He got a breakfast sandwich. I got my coffee. Everything was great, but everything wasn't great. I had used it at the time because they had no real sugar, which I usually just stick with real sugars. At the time, they didn't have real sugar, so I used blue packets or yellow packets or whatever the heck they had sitting there. And I was a little disturbed by it. I didn't like it, but at the same time, it's like, because I knew when I was a kid, I had digestive issues with it. I got very ill from just one can of Diet Coke or Pepsi or whatever it was at the time. So I never thought it would be something really, really bad. And considering all these years now that have fast forwarded to all these new sugars and all these new types of sugars and new artificial sugars that are supposed to be better for you to digest. And I'm thinking, we're in a world where we have processed past all this, right? Word there, operative word, processed. But I thought we had gotten past the ancient time where it made you feel sick. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm getting older and hoping. I don't know. But in 2018 in December, I was rushed to the ER because I had a situation where my right side of my body was numb and is still to this day affected. We had no idea what was going on. They took an MRI and it could have been two possibilities, one of two. It could either be microvascular or demyelinating. Microvascular is basically just the drying up of smaller blood vessels in your brain, which causes white spots. You can't get those vessels to open back up once they've dried up. It's just impossible. And you'll start to lose the cognitive things that are sitting in that section. So it's very important that the different sections of your brain get the adequate amount of things right as quickly as possible without pushing it. Well, it was actually over a year. I had finally pushed my doctor to say, please, can we do something? I'm falling all the time. I was falling. My words were gibbering. I still have that issue. It's just gibberish. I end up having that, like, it's such an easy word and I will not be able to bring it out. or what my head thinks, it won't come out the same way. Now, that's not all the problems that are wrong with me, but this is just one that is one of the more recent ones that happened. So they sent me to Iowa City, and I had MRIs, and of the two, of course, it's the demyelinating. It's what they call a presumptive positive, because unless they went into your skull and took a piece out to measure it or to take tests on it, you can't know a positively perfect without that sort of technique. And since my symptoms are starting to like go upward and like spike, they know it's positive, and the situations that are happening to me are symptoms of it. So it's sad. It's made me very depressed. Not being able to walk without fear. I fell in the shower. I've fallen so many places. It's unbelievable. But it's not so much even falling or going through what I've been going through that way. It's about long term. And what does this mean for me long term? Which is what kind of set me on the I feel depressed category. It sucks, but you do. So the medications they had put me on for my normal walking every day was gabapentin, which, mind you, gabapentin was used for several other issues a long time ago. And they didn't realize that it helped so much with people who had joint or muscle damage. So this gabapentin has absolutely positively changed what would have been more of a paralysis. Continued. It still's numb, and it's like they say, it's like, when your arm or something falls asleep and you feel that little prickling burn pain. That's what it is. But you have it 24/7 and you're numb to touch it, but it hurts. And you have that 24/7. This last January, 2020 now, I ended up in the ER because I was very ill. And because of it, they ended up making sure that I did go to get the MRI done to get, whatever help I could. I was having tremors. I could not breathe. I had more CO2 in my system than I did oxygen. I was going into shock. I had such bad tremors, I was literally flopping around on the gurney like a fish. And they said it was a virus that had done it. Now, I'd never heard of a virus that had made me that ill before. And considering if that's the only virus that was going around that I somehow got and others had gotten, I was worried about going back to see my doctor or my counselor and my shots, which are very important because without the shots, my asthma will not be out of its full force in which it's going through. It also means that my allergies will continually be high for a lot of things. And I don't want that. I don't want to live like that. But the gabapentin being what it is, it makes you feel kind of bloated. It makes you drink a lot. I drink more in one day than I usually do in a week. So, thing is, don't ask. And it. Don't publicize it.